of this 6-event series, 12 races throughout the season. And we've also got a brand new event for you, the Suzuki Asian Challenge, where we've got riders from all over Asia, all riding similar production Suzuki bikes, the 150. This is the Suzuki Asian Challenge. I'm Des Corkill. Alongside me in the commentary box is Aslani Adani. Aslani, welcome along to the commentary box, and it's an exciting time to be part of Asian road racing. The 16-year-old, he set a really good time of 1:26.543, and he could well be a name to watch throughout the whole of this season. He was nearly 3/4 of a second faster than anybody else on the grid, so this really does look to be a young fella worth keeping an eye out on. Now it's very, very different, and heat may well be a factor. It's a 12-race event. Confirmation. Patis, the 16-year-old, on pole alongside Jagan Kumar from India. Adi Chandra wears 99. Onto the second row.
Dedi Kurniawan of Indonesia, followed by two Malaysian riders, Muhammad Zulhilmi Yazid and Nazirul Izzat Muhammad Baharudin.
And then we have the first of the Japanese on the third row, the great Kai Saito. Keep a look out for him alongside Andreas Gunawan and Mitan Kumar, the second Indian competitor in the first 9 places.
The fourth row, the two Singaporeans, Muhammad Jazza Juraimi and Muhammad Aiman Nabil. And we have another second Japanese rider, Takeru Murase.
And then it's the Filipinos who help us along into row number 5, the magnificently named Lorenzo Ralosa III, alongside Mario Bourbon. They posted times around about the 1:30 mark. Anything inside 1:28:30, 1:28:50 would be considered respectable. Basit Kumar there, and on the final row of the grid we had the Vietnamese, who is the sole Vietnamese competitor in this event. So just getting some heat into the tyres. The tyres, they were saying, they were almost melting alongside on the track side. We're using just the North Circuit, which has got 9 right-hand turns and 2 left-hand turns, which means that the track position very important.
Yep. So it's just a 2.8 kilometer with 7 right-hand turns, 9 turns altogether. So 12 laps of the race.
12 indeed. We're expecting it to last around about 20 minutes in race time. So yeah, we're looking at the pole sitter, Patis. He wasn't only the pole sitter, he was also the quickest in qualifying in practice 1 and practice 2. An awful lot expected of Patis to Rapat. He's in place at the rear of the grid on these FU 150 bikes, all production made, all identical, so it is a case of the best rider will win this event. The red flag is poised and ready. Lani, I'll ask you to keep an eye on what's going on the who makes the best start, who gets a jump, as we just get ready. All the riders are now lined up. The green flag is being waved at the back of the grid. We are seconds away from the start of the 2015 Asia Road Racing Championships in Malaysia. Red lights are on, they're off, and we have got a good start, and it's a superstar being made by Patis, who's got off to the dream start.
Yes, there's a great start from Patis there, and I think Adi Chandra made a good start. Overtook Jagan Kumar.
Into the first corner. It is indeed Adi Chandra, who got a terrific way, and he's ahead of Jagan Kumar, and Patis is trailing in 3rd place, so he may be the pole sitter, but as they come into the sharp right and the sharp left, it is the number 99 from Indonesia, Adi Chandra, who leads the way. A long procession already as they come down the long right-hand back straight.
Patis still leading. Muhammad Zulhilmi Yazid is 3rd on the grid.
Indeed he is. Muhammad Zulhilmi, he's come through from 5th. Again, I told you he had a really poor start this morning as the riders hunkered down, just trying to get a good start, coming into the sharp left-hand corner. They'll fizz right.
Up to number 2 now, Zuhilmi. He just overtook Jagan Kumar of India.
Andreas Gunawan, middle of the pack from Indonesia. Also keep an eye out for Kai Saito, the first of the Japanese. He's another just in the middle of the pack, but this has been a terrific first lap as they come into the home straight for the first time. And we expected Pattis to do well, but it's Pattis who's got to the front ahead of Zulhilmi. Jagan Kumar third, Andreas Gunawan fourth, Mitan Kumar fifth, and Adi, after his great start, has dropped down into sixth. But Pattis, after a poor start, is in the lead.
Yes, there's followed closely by Zuhilmi, who had a great first lap, coming from 5th in the grid, and now he's up to 2nd behind Pattis, with Jagan still in 3rd.
The best of the Japanese, Kai Saito, he's down in 8th place at the moment. Was expecting him to make a little bit of a move, but instead it's the 16-year-old Pattis from Thailand who is not only got the lead, but he's lengthening that lead. And Zulhilmi Yazid from Malaysia is the only rider able to keep pace with him. Just behind him, you've got Andreas Gunawan just keeping on the tail of Zulhilmi.
Doing well in front, ahead of Zuhilmi, to have opened a small gap between the 3rd, 4th and 5th rider of Jagan Kumar, Andreas Gunawan, and another Indian rider, Mithun Kumar.
Going just a little bit wide there is Pattis, just using the full width of the track, and it's actually propelled him. It's kind of slingshot him around that right-hand corner, and it is Pattis who leads over lap 2, and it's a lead of 0.296 from Zulhilmi. Behind them, Andreas Gunawan and Jagan Kumar are keeping close, and Adi's in that little pack as well. But from there, those 5 have got a real lead over the rest of the pack.
Maybe Zuhilmi is closing the gap on Pattis, trying to go on the inside, but well closed by Pattis, and he's still behind Pattis, closing right.
Well, Pattis is actually developing a little bit of a lead. He's by far the best. Looking down the list, you've got Kai Saito currently in 7th place, the first Singaporean, Jazil Juraimi, who's on bike number 16. They're in a little chasing pack. Zulhilmi doing his best just to keep on the coattails of Pattis, but look at Pattis. Wonderful posture over the bike, hunkered down, and he's just extending that lead. Close now, though, is Adi Chandra, who's now up into 3rd.
Adi Chandra, the Indonesian, is closing up on Zulhilmi, and he got the inside of Zulhilmi, but not enough speed to stay in front of him.
Well, he had a little look on the inside. He's certainly seen that that's an opportunity as they come down into the home straight for the 3rd time of this 12-lap race. It's still Pattis from Thailand who has a comfortable lead. He's leading by 0.8 of a second from Zulhilmi. Adi Chandra, that's one to really keep an eye out. Zulhilmi up from 5th in his pole. He's still hanging in there, but he's under intense pressure from Adi.
Yeah, there's an behind Zulhilmi. Zulhilmi back, tried in the inside.
Well, Adi has gone around the outside on this occasion. Zulhilmi was looking inside. Adi went round the outside, and the Indonesian has got himself up into 2nd place. Good
try by Zulhilmi, trying to get inside of Adi a couple of times there, but it didn't happen. Maybe there's another 9 laps to go.
There are indeed. There's still plenty of time, but it's a terrific start by Pattis, and Adi, well, he's trying to get away from Zulhilmi Yazid, but the Malaysian is saying no can do, and Zulhilmi, that's a great battle for 2nd in the good body posture. This is where fitness will really kick in. Those bikes, they're only 150 cc's, but they take some handling, and you're swinging left and right, slingshot around the corners.
This is a long right-hander up to heading into the home straight. And Adi is still managed to hold Zulhilmi behind him, but maybe in this home straight, Zulhilmi will get the better of Adi.
Well, they go over the start-finish line once again. The lead is 0.773. We've got our first casualty of the event. We'll just get you up to speed on who that is.
It's
he
the
looks
Japanese
okay.
rider.
It's Muraze, who's out, bike number 83. And he's just gone a little bit wide, and absolutely furious he is with himself there at the top. Though we've got a fastest lap from Adi Chandra, who's really putting the pressure on Zul.
Yeah, and closing the gap on Patis, it was 0.8 the lap before. Now it's 0.773, and it's maybe now he can close further gap on the leader Patis Choroplatra.
Well, that's exactly what he's trying to do, and he's got a little bit of a gap, although Zulhilmi once again has a look on the inside. This is a battle royale for second. Just behind them, the Indian Mithun Kumar and India's Andreas Gunawan. They're having a little battle of their own. There's just 0.2 between fourth and fifth, and Nazrul Izzat from Malaysia in sixth. Confirmation, just the one casualty. Looking at Jagan Kumar, though, he started off a second on the grid, but he's actually dropped out of the race. I didn't see him come off the track. I haven't seen him come into the pits either. Wonder what's happened with Jagan Kumar.
So for confirmation, Patis is in front. Adi from Indonesia is in second place, followed by the Malaysian rider Muhammad Zulhilmi Yazid, who's right behind the Indonesian, heading into the first turn.
Well, they are, as that lead for Patis has increased to 1.195 seconds. And Zulhilmi is making a move on the inside of Adi Chandra, a race within a race, and those behind him, Mithun Kumar and Nazrul, are just waiting to see who makes the mistake, to see if they can benefit. At the moment, though, Zulhilmi has got ahead of Adi. What a terrific battle between those two.
Yes, Des. It's good battle between these two, and it's also benefiting for Patis as he managed to increase the time gap between the rest of the riders up to more than a second now.
Well, looking at the battle for P2, and Adi has gone back ahead of Zulhilmi. That's the third time they've swapped, and around in close contention you've got Mithun Kumar and Nazrul Izzat also as well putting on the battle for P2. But at the moment, Adi and Zulhilmi, they are passing each other almost at will.
Turning out to be a great battle between these two riders, Adi and Zulhilmi, and also a battle for fourth between Mithun Kumar and another Malaysian rider, Muhammad Izzat, Nazrul Izzat.
This is the first race. We're approaching the halfway point as Mithun Kumar in fourth. His best lap, 126.746. He's just ahead of Nazrul, Andreas Gunawan, and Kai Saito, the first of the Japanese. Well, Saito has actually dropped down. Kuniawan has leapfrogged the Japanese into seventh place, but look at the lead now. It's nearly 2 seconds for Patis from Thailand. He's romping away with this.
The Thai rider is benefiting from the battle behind him, losing time with the battle, so no problem for Patis in front, just having his own race at front of the pack.
It's now a case of concentration for Patis as he is his own worst enemy. We're approaching, well, we're just over the halfway lap. There is the distance. There's Patis in one, Adi in two. The gap is 1.863. Zulhilmi third. India's Mithun Kumar is in fourth, and that's a little battle we might keep just a little eye on there, just behind these two, because Adi and Zul, wow, what a day at the office that those two are having.
Certainly there's, and battle for fourth is not that bad either. There's 3 riders in contention there. Mithun Kumar, Nazrul Izzat, and another Indonesian rider, Andreas Gunawan.
Once again, as we come in, those two are going hammer and tongs at it. There's nothing given. This time Zulhilmi looks on the inside. Adi's just got the pace to hold him off. We've got our third casualty of the race. Again, we'll have a look on that in just a moment, but at the front it's Patis from Adi and Zul, and the gap between Adi and Zul is less than 0.05 of a second. This is the real race within the race, and it's now a 4-man race for second place, because Gunawan's up to fourth and Nazrul is up to fifth.
Adi Chandra, the 16-year-old from Indonesia, is currently battling with Zulhilmi, the 17-year-old. Very young riders.
That's exactly what the development series is all about, to give them real racecraft and race knowledge. But Pattis, well, this isn't a race, he's waltzed away. There's the Hoang An Dung, the Vietnamese, is out of the race. He started off last but one on the grid. It wasn't a happy debut for Hoang An Dung. We hope the Vietnamese do better later on in this season.
Number 88, Nazrul Izzat, behind there. Adi Chandra is a three-man race now for the second spot.
It certainly is. I'm just having a little look there. Somebody seemed to have fallen out of the reckoning a little bit. It was as we were looking at Hoang An Dung disappear. So this race, Gunawan's in there, Zulhilmi's in there. What's happened to Adi Chandra? Where has Adi? Adi is a little bit further down as Pattis goes across first. Andreas Gunawan second, Zulhilmi third, Adi is fourth. There's Nazrul in fifth.
We just saw another casualty there dropping out of the race. Fourth casualty. And suddenly Adi just...
Well, he dropped off and now he's back in. His best lap time of 126 point... I didn't see that. 126.671 eventually. That's from Andreas Gunawan. Zul drops down into third place. There is Gunawan. He's posted the best time of the whole race so far, 126.671. That's an average speed, 116.59 kilometers per hour. Still though, Pattis leads comfortably. Gunawan in second, Zulhilmi third. Adi Chandra now dropped down into fourth, although Chandra is trying to come around the outside. He's going the long way round, and there's no space for him to go there. Battle for P2, and what a battle for P2.
Yeah, I got 5 riders battling for P2, and just 3 riders a bit more in front.
And Adi Chandra has got himself in the lead in that battle for P2 as they come into the right-hander, into the start-finish straight. There he is, Adi Chandra. He dropped down as low as fourth at one stage, but he's going to come in second, but just 0.02 ahead of Zul, and Andreas Gunawan also very close. Nazrul fifth, Mitankuma still hanging on in sixth place.
5 riders battling for second place, and it's they're changing positions as we speak all the time. Every corners, every position changed.
Getting the right position on the track is so important. Currently though, Pattis is showing us a real clean pair of heels, showing the rest of the field a clean pair of heels. We're hardly focusing on this 16-year-old. It's a magnificent performance by Pattis Chuprapetet from Thailand. He's got a lead of approaching 2 seconds. And remember, these are factory spec bikes. Everyone's riding exactly the same setup.
It's just a different set of skills from each rider. And it proved to be a lonely race now from Pattis up in front. He led from the start now. With 3 laps to go, Pattis is in comfortably almost 2 seconds ahead of 5 riders behind him.
As you're dead right, it is now a 5-man race for second place. That's the joy of the production units as they come down once again with 3 laps to go. It is Pattis a long way ahead. Oh, has he dropped in? This is the battle for P2. Pattis leads. Nazrul up to second. Number 88 for Malaysia. First time he's got onto a podium position. Adi Chandra third, Zul fourth, and Andreas Gunawan in 5th place. Mitankuma being dropped a little bit down in 6th, but Nazrul has come from nowhere, Lani.
Yeah, Nazrul is up to second now. Let's see if he can maintain his position, holding back other riders. Mitankuma is the last rider from the first group, but the 3 riders in front, Nazrul Izzat, Zulhilmi, and Andreas Gunawan.
Again, I've got to look at Adi. Adi Chandra has been there or thereabouts. He's at the back of that little group. He's currently in 5th place. Mitankuma hanging on desperately, the number 41 at the tail. He just hasn't got the power to stay close, but it's Zulhilmi Yazid now who's taken the lead in this little group. This is the battle for P2. Zul, Adi Chandra's in there, and Nazrul. Pick any one of those to come second and third. because you assume Pattis, with just 2 laps to go, is going to romp home to victory.
Okay, now as it stands, it's Pattis in front, followed by 2 Malaysian riders of Zulhilmi and Azrul Izzat.
And Zul has established quite a little bit of a gap in second place. He's got 0.5 a second over Nazrul Izzat. So Zulhilmi Yazid has used the track conditions perfectly well and he's riding. But this is Pattis now, 4.45 seconds clear. What a wonderful performance. He's got the freedom of Sepang, whereas behind him, Zulhilmi leads that pack of 4.
Pack of 4 is now his pack of 5, as Mithun also joined the 4 riders in front of him.
As he refuses to go away, does Mithun Kumar. He's hung on for dear life at the tail of that pack.
Zulhilmi just recorded the best lap of the race, 1:27.113.
His best lap, Pattis.
Adi is back in front, ahead of Zulhilmi. But then...
Well, that's Andreas Gunawan has actually come into the reckoning as well. My word, these 5, Mithun Kumar still holding on the back, but 4 of those 5 are swapping the second place time after time. We are on the last lap. This is going to be a grandstand finish. We're at the tail end of the course. This is the race leader, Pattis, coming through in to take the victory in race number 1 of the Suzuki Asian Challenge. It's a magnificent victory behind him. The battle is on for second. Gunawan takes it. Zulhilmi third, Adi fourth, and barely 0.1 of a second between them.
And Mithun Kumar just managed to get ahead of Nazirul Izzat. So a great race from Pattis. But then Andreas Gunawan from nowhere, he was way behind from the first few laps, then just getting the second place at the end.
So 12 laps, it was an education from Pattis, the 16-year-old. We saw something similar in the last year in the Asia Dream Cup, Caroline Paui. Maybe Pattis is going to show that he is a class above everybody else. Certainly, if race number 1 of this series is anything to go by, he is. But other than that, my word, we had some terrific racing going on. Andreas Gunawan taking second place. So as Sepang, as all the riders are through, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 casualties. Here's confirmation of the race results.
So Pattis Choprathet of Thailand with a race time of 17 minutes 35.262 seconds, followed by Andreas Gunawan in second place, more than 4 seconds behind. Third is Muhammad Zulhilmi Yazid from Malaysia.
Further down the list in the 11th, we had the Filipino battle of themselves. Lorenzo De La Rosa III and Mario Bourbon, all on the Suzuki FU 150s. Jagan Kumar was the first to go out. Mario, the last of the finishers. So race number 1 of the Suzuki Asian Challenge has ended up with victory for Pattis of Thailand. But
yeah, he's just 16 years of age, but he looks like a very confident young man, Pattis from Thailand.
Non-finishers, Jagan Kumar was first to drop out 2 laps in. Maraze we saw crashed out.
And the Vietnamese rider.
And the Vietnamese, Hoang An Dung as well. He completed 6 laps. His best lap time, 1:31.348. As we look at Andreas Gunawan, that was a terrific last half of a lap. They're just using the north course here at Sepang. He manoeuvred himself into a wonderful position, but Pattis by then was so far ahead, a winning margin of 4.573 seconds. It's huge.
It helped when 4 or 5 riders behind him were battling for the second spot. It helped Pattis along the way, building his own gap, riding his own race at front. Lonely race.
Lonely race, good description. You better get used to that if that's anything to go by. But a first podium. And Thailand very happy. We'll be getting to talk to the boys, and they are young men, in just a few seconds time. They'll have the photo opportunity first. All the cameramen down beneath the podium, keen to get the perfect shot. Particularly the Suzuki personnel, keen to get the first shot of the first Suzuki Asian Challenge podium of the season. Here's the championship standings. Of course, it's 25 points for winning. Gunnar won 20 points for second. Zul, that's a decent result for Zul Hilmi. Adi Chandra at one stage was almost a shoo-in for second, but he ended up fourth. Mithun Kumar was dogged to remain fifth, and Nazrul at one stage was second. He, in the end, dropped down to sixth. The best of the Japanese was Kai Saito. April King Moscado, who started right at the back, he picks up 6 championship points.
Lorenzo La Rosa the third with 5 points. And another Filipino, Mario Bourbon Jr., 4 points, while Muhammad Basit Bake of the Sri Lankan rider got 3 points.
He was the last to finish, of course. Ayman Nabil, Hwang Andung Moreze and Jagan Kumar didn't finish, so can't pick up any points. Right.